WAAWO recently sent me their PTZ camera to review, so I wanted to compare it with the OBSBOT 4K because both of these cameras are 4K. They have kind of a similar design. Let's look at the design real quick. Alright, so here's the OBSBOT right here. You can see that the WAAWO is way bigger. Yeah, so OBSBOT, WAAWO, similar design, not similar size. For the first test, let's do a color test. You can kind of compare left and right. If I hold up this piece of paper, once I do this, it kind of looks like the colors are the same. If I drop this, you can kind of see my face color change. I think that's because of the blue light back here. Let's switch this up a bit. Wow, so if I turn off the blue light, I see a bunch of highlights here on this webcam on the right. That's kind of interesting. Let's turn this back on and change colors up a bit. Red. So not all colors are created equal. That does seem really interesting. Let's switch this light a little bit. I'm gonna have to say, because of the blown out highlights here on the webcam on the right, for color and lighting, webcam on the left is the winner. All right, with the brighter lights on, I think it looks more comparable actually. Both webcams look pretty similar to me. Do you feel like the highlighting here, the webcam on the right, it's a bit more pronounced? I still think the webcam on the left over here does a little bit better job. All right, and this is a completely dark environment, so the only light is coming from my monitors. I don't know if I have a preference for which webcam. Next test, autofocus. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not really impressed with either. Neither webcam focuses up very close, so yeah, tie there. Let's go ahead and zoom in and let's check out image quality. I've zoomed in all the way on both webcams, and honestly, I think the webcam on the right over here might be a little bit better for actual quality. Webcam on the left still doing a better job with lighting and no blown out highlights that like you see here on the webcam on the right. If you have not guessed already, the webcam on the left here is the OBSBOT. The webcam on the right is the WAAWO. Okay, let me just point this out. OBSBOT does auto tracking with hand signals, and it has turned on about 10 times during the filming of this. Really annoying. I'll get to that later. Price-wise, the WAAWO is the less expensive of the two webcams. But as we've seen in these tests, I think overall the quality, the colors, lighting, image quality, I'm going to favor the OBSBOT. So let's talk about the WAAWO for a second. One thing of note is the WAAWO uses remote control to adjust the angle and to zoom in and zoom out. I could see this as a good thing, or I could see this as a bad thing. The negative to this is I'm 100% going to lose this remote control at some point, and then I'm not going to have any way to control this. On the other hand, as I've been talking about the OBSBOT, if I hold up my hands like this and start talking, all of a sudden it's tracking me. I don't want it to track me. It's really annoying sometimes to the OBSBOT that it does that. Honestly, the tracking with the remote, it's more reliable until you lose the remote. The auto tracking on the OBSBOT, that is nice when you want it, kind of annoying when you don't want it. And there's an AI button on this. Let's see. Ooh. So you can kind of turn it on here as well with the button. Again, nice when you want it. Well, yeah. Ay. Come on, OBSBOT, not again. Let's have a look just at the WAAWO for a second. This is a 4K camera, and generally I would say it's good. The colors and the lighting are okay. There's room for improvement. If I shine this at my face, there are some blown out highlights. I don't like that. Every camera deals with that a little bit differently, but typically the more high-end cameras, you're not going to get those blown out highlights like you see there. But on more budget webcams, that's going to be way more pronounced than what you see here. Let's talk about the mic for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the mic. All right, this is the WAAWO mic. The gain on this thing, I just think is way too much. Hard for me to tell how the actual audio quality is because the gain is so high. Let's see how noise cancellation is. I'm going to turn on my razor, and after a while it does seem to do some noise cancellation. Let me switch back to my shotgun mic. I just don't ever think I would use the built-in mics on the WAAWO webcam. Maybe it works differently on different computers. On my computer, the gain is just way too high and does not sound that great. Overall, I do think that the WAAWO camera is a decent option in conference rooms. The remote control does give you some flexibility of where you want the camera to point, and you can control it when you're sitting on a table or something like that. The image quality when you have consistent lighting I think is pretty good. I have kind of more studio lighting set up, and so sometimes, like if I'm pointing the light right at me, you do get those blown out highlights that I'm not a fan of. But when you're in a conference room, you're not going to see that as much. Anyhow, I hope this video was helpful to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.